In November 1923, a loaf of bread in Weimar Germany cost 200 billion marks. 1 year earlier, it had cost 163 marks. The same pattern repeated in Zimbabwe in November 2008, when monthly inflation reached 79.6 billion%. And again in Venezuela in 2018, when annual inflation reached 1.7 million%. 3 different countries, 3 different centuries, 3 different political systems, and an identical mechanism. Understanding that mechanism is not academic, it's the most important thing you can know about the money in your pocket.
The mechanism of hyperinflation has 4 stages. Stage 1, the government has obligations it cannot fund through taxation. Stage 2, it creates money to fund the gap. Stage 3, prices begin rising as more money chases the same goods. Stage 4, the population loses confidence in the currency. At stage 4, the loop accelerates catastrophically. People spend money as fast as they receive it because holding it means losing value. This accelerates velocity, which accelerates inflation, which accelerates destruction.
Weimar Germany's hyperinflation was triggered by war reparations. After WWI, Germany was required to pay 132 billion gold marks. The Reichsbank began printing. By 1921, the mark had lost 75% of its value. When France occupied the Ruhr in 1923, Germany funded passive resistance by printing more money. By November 1923, the exchange rate was 4.2 trillion marks per US dollar. A worker who cashed their weekly paycheck at lunch would find it nearly worthless by dinner.
Zimbabwe's collapse was structurally different but mechanically identical. Mugabe's land reform program in 2000 destroyed agricultural production. Zimbabwe had been the breadbasket of Africa. To fund government operations, the Reserve Bank began printing. By 2008, Zimbabwe issued a $100 trillion note. Unemployment reached 80%. The government eventually abandoned the Zimbabwean dollar entirely, adopting the US dollar as official currency. Paper currency became worthless not metaphorically, but legally, literally overnight.
Venezuela's collapse is still ongoing. The Maduro government, facing collapsed oil revenues after 2014, funded operations through the central bank. Between 2016 and 2018, the money supply grew by more than 1,000%. Annual inflation reached 1.7 million% in 2018. The IMF estimated the Venezuelan economy had contracted 62% from its 2013 peak, the largest peacetime economic contraction of any non-war country in modern history. Millions fled. The currency has been redenominated twice, removing 18 zeros.
The lesson is structural. Any monetary system where a government can fund its obligations by creating currency contains this failure mode. The only question is whether the political and institutional constraints on money creation are strong enough to prevent it. Weimar, Zimbabwe, and Venezuela are not cautionary tales about foreign incompetence. They are demonstrations of what happens when those constraints fail, and those constraints are always political, not technical.
The US dollar has lost approximately 97% of its purchasing power since the Federal Reserve was created in 1913. This happened slowly, over 110 years. But it is the same mechanism at a different speed, a government creating money to fund obligations it cannot fund through taxation alone. The question is not whether fiat currencies lose value, they all do. The question is the speed, and the speed is always a political decision. Subscribe.